You guys, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not impressed with Apple's 4.15 savings account. I'm honestly not. I actually believe that it was a good move by Apple as far as I understand the business move behind it. Here's what I do not like about it. And this is what a lot of people are not talking about. In order for you to get the savings account of a 4.15 interest rate, right? You have to get a credit card. And as I was going through the process yesterday, I'm gonna be transparent with you all because I always like to do my own research just to make sure that what I'm saying is actually true, right? You have to open up a credit card. So I went through the whole process yesterday. They approved me with a little over $30,000 in my savings account with a 26.7% interest rate on the credit card. So if I was to accept it, which I know I'm not accepting it, I would have a $30,000 limit with a 26.7% interest rate, right? Great. I mean, per the world, Anthony O'Neill has great credit. My credit score is in the high 7s and even in the 8s. And the only thing I have on my credit is my mortgage payments, right? That's it. No debt. But in order for me to get to the savings account of 4.15, they're saying, hey, you got to have a credit card. And what we're going to do is every time you swipe that credit card and you qualify for the 3% cash back, instead of for us putting that on your bank statement, on your credit card statement, we're going to put that automatically into your savings account. So what's happening here? They are manipulating you, or not I would say manipulating you. They are trying to convince you to use their credit card so you can get the cash back, and then that cash goes into the savings account. Now, to the world, this looks like Apple cares about me. Oh my gosh, they want to help me with my savings. No, they want you to spend more money, and they do not want you to pay your bill on time. Because I hear a lot of people say this, Anthony, well, that 26% APR only happens if you go past the due date. True. So inside of Apple's, once they gave me the approval, right? Up underneath it, they said, hey, we can approve you for more money in 30 days. And 2, you only pay the APR, the interest rate, if you make the payment after the due date. So I know a lot of y'all saying, well, Anthony, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna get a credit card, not even pay interest. I never pay interest on none of my credit cards. Well, listen, facts show that only 2.8% of people actually do not pay interest. So let's just round it up. 3% of people in America do not pay interest on their credit cards. The average person in America with a credit card carries about a $16,000 balance. So 97% of y'all is capping. That's bad grammar. I'm sorry. Rewind that one. 97% of y'all are capping. You're going to pay interest. You're still going to have debt. And you're doing all this just to get a savings account? And again, Apple is, they are a mover and shaker in today's day and time. I'm not knocking them. Just a few weeks ago, they announced a buy now, pay later program with their own product in Apple. So if you go to the mall, you can put your phone up on the phone, boom, great. You buy those pair of shoes for $200. Instead of you paying $200 at that time, hey, give us $50 and we'll finance the other $150 over the next 4 weeks. They're going to approve you anywhere from about $200 up to $1,000 based upon your credit, a soft credit pool, right? And so I'm like, man, Apple is really getting creative, which again, this has nothing to do with the company Apple. Because if I had 1 billion people using my products every single day and continuing to grow, I have something that a lot of companies, that most companies do not have. What is that? I have people. I have people's attention. And the number one wealth building tool, I've said this to you all before. Back 40 years ago, it was oil. If you struck oil, you struck gold. Today, if you strike people's attention and you can retain people and their attention within your company, your gold. You know why? Because once you have people's attention, you have access to do anything and everything. So Apple is wise. Well, why not have a savings account? Why not have a checking account? Why not come out with a car? Why not come out with a computer? Why not come out with headphones? Why not come out with a better phone? Why not come out with cameras? Why not come out with multiple things in multiple areas when we have the people who trust our products, who trust us as a business? Pause. This is why I say Starting your own personal brand business is one of the best things you can do today. Because if you can just get 1,000 people, 2,000 people to rock with you, you can make $1 million. And clearly you see now why I am saying building a personal brand and gaining and retaining people's attention is a benefit, because now look at Apple. Because we have 1 billion people's attention, let's open up a savings account. We don't even have to come out with the best interest rate because we're Apple, because they already trust us. They're already using our credit card. And if they're not using our credit card now, we're going to give them an incentive on why to use our credit card. So we're going to take the credit card and then boom, instead of putting cash back onto their credit card statement, we're going to put it inside their savings account with Goldman Sachs. Why is Goldman Sachs partnering with Apple? Let me tell you why. Goldman Sachs hasn't always had the best, I would say, businesses experiences in the past. They actually had some things that kind of failed. So why not partner with Apple, who has way more people than them? Why not partner with them to provide this service? Goldman Sachs is behind their credit card. Goldman Sachs is behind the financing. Goldman Sachs is now behind, watch this, their savings account. So if you're paying 26.7% in interest, if you're paying 18, 30%, whatever that is, well, why not give them back 4% on their savings account? Because we're getting 26% from them. So while I will always be an Apple product user, I'm not knocking them. I'm not knocking their products, because their products are great. Just because I like the products doesn't mean I like every single thing that they offer. And I'm not a fan. I should be able to, if I want to have a savings account with Apple, which I think is a dope idea, I should be able to go into my wallet and open up a savings account without having to have it attached to a credit card or debt. Because here's the truth, man. And a lot of people get upset when I say this. I believe that there are 3% of people out there in America who can honestly have a credit card, never pay interest, never carry a balance, never carry debt over. I firmly do believe that. I'm not talking to those 3%. I'm talking to the 97% of people who are capping, saying, I can do that, but you know you're not doing it. And what I'm saying is you need to avoid that. And this is, while I'm so for savings, especially high yielded savings, I'm not impressed with this Apple. And you all shouldn't either. I did a show a few weeks ago on the top 5 bank accounts you should go check out that's offering you anywhere between 4.15 all up to 4.65. My bank, where I park my emergency fund, I park over 6 figures in that account for emergencies. And I make a lot of money in that account every month, you know, right? I'm gonna say a lot of money. I'm talking about when it comes to interest, I make a lot of money, especially with the average interest rate is at a 0.35 and I'm getting 4.65. You just do the math. Like on a yearly basis, with my money sitting there, I'll make about $20,000 for the year for my money just sitting there. Just sitting there. I want to say it again. No. I'm sorry. It ain't 20,000. Hold on. Let me make sure I do the math correctly, because I don't want y'all thinking I'm sitting here capping. I just really went crazy. Yeah, it wasn't no 20,000. I'm so sorry. I'll make right at about $6,200 for the year for my money just sitting in the account, right? And so I'm going to link that money in today's show notes. Not money. I'm going to link that video to where you can go back and watch that video and see, here are the top savings account that doesn't have a cap on how much, and you can get that 4.65, 4.45, things like a 4.55, right? I bank with Purely Bank. That's where I have my high yielded savings account. But here just recently, there are some accounts that came out with a 6% interest rate. Now watch this, guys, watch this. Here's a downfall with 6%. It's a downfall and it's a plus. If nearly about 60% of the people in America do not have at least $1,000, $500 to $1,000 in their savings account, there are companies out here, there are banks out here who understand this and say, hey, listen, if we can get people to just put $500 in their savings account, it makes America better. If we can just get people to put $1,000 in their savings account, it makes our American people better, right? If you can just have that. So there are some accounts out there that let's say, Anthony, I can't put away $1,500 right now, but I could put away 700. I could put away 500. Well, there are banks. I'm going to read off to you right now, and I'm going to link them in today's show notes that will give you 6.17 APY on up to $1,000, right? The very first one is Digital Federal Credit Union. Up to $1,000, you only get 6.17%. But then after that first 1,000, it does drop tremendously down to 0.16 on the APY. But again, these are accounts that are trying to get people to at least start saving. So this is absolutely amazing. So if you have $1,000 in there, and let's just say you're at times that, but 6.7%, right? That means you're going to make $67 on your $1,000 for sitting in that account for throughout the year. Now watch this. That's not a lot of money. It's not. But it's better than getting 67 cents. It's better than having nothing, right? So I'm going to link that. The pros and cons. Here's some pros about Digital Federal Credit Union. Strong APY, low minimum deposit. Your minimum deposit is only $5 to open this account. No monthly fees, and offers checking account and ATM access. Now here are the cons with Digital Federal Credit Union. You only go up to $1,000. Low, very, very low APY, over $1,000, and membership is required. Here's another one that came up, Mango Savings, right? Mango Savings, you can qualify to earn 6% APY on up to $2,500. Let's do the math on that. So if you put $2,500 in there, 2,500 times that by 6% for the year, you're gonna make $150. Your money's gonna make you $150, right? And so Mango Savings, 6%, then it drops down to your minimum balance to open it up is $25. Then it drops down to 10%, anything from 25, I'm sorry, not 10%, 0.10%, anything above 2,500 up to 5,000. Right? So here are the pros about this one. Strong APY, low minimum balance to start, $25. No monthly fees. Offers prepaid debit card with ATM access. Here's the cons. Again, cap on the APY because they're trying to get the average person in America to start saving for emergencies. So they're going to reward you highly to get across the average person in America. And then from there, you got to make some pivots and some transitions. But this is good for people who are saying, you know what? I can only invest $1,500 right now into a savings. You know, I only can do $1,000 because if you're on the 7 baby steps that Dave Ramsey teaches, if you have $1,000 in emergency fund, why not allow it to give you an extra $67 for just sitting there? It's going to sit there anyways. So why not get this extra money, boom, while you're getting out of debt, working your debt snowball. Then when you get out of your debt snowball, you move over to like a bank purely or like a digital bank, right? And you get like a 4.65, 4.5, and you go on ahead and then boom, you maximize out on that. Now you're looking at an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a year, depending on how much money you have in that account. So you got Mango Savings, you have Digital Federal Credit Union. I'm gonna give you one more. This is ClearPath Federal Credit Union, right? ClearPath Federal Credit Union. Now, this is not really a savings account, so I'm not going to say that because this is actually a CD/IRA, and I'm not really for that because it's a 12-month term. Minimum balance is $5,000, and here's the thing too. On this one right here, let's say for an example, you're saving for a home. This may be a good idea if you're saying, you know what, I want to save for about a home and I want to get a good return on it. 6%, you got to put the minimum of $5,000 in there. And so let's just say for an example, let's just say I had my money in there, right? At 6% for the year, they're giving me $7,500, right? And so but I can't even pull that out if it was an emergency on this kind of account. Okay. And so you cannot withdraw until reach maturity or until a 12-month term is up. So this is not really an emergency savings account. This one right here is not. It has to sit in there for 12 months. If you pull it out before then, Jesus, you're in trouble. So what I'm saying with Apple is, hey, if you're in that 3% and you're doing credit cards, I mean, it may be a good fit for you. But for the majority of people in America, no. Don't take out the credit card just so you can get a savings account with a high yield on it. Just go. Click the link in today's show notes. Go watch that account. Go open that account. Go watch that video. Go open up those savings account. Take advantage of that. And to Apple people and to the Apple staff, y'all are brilliant. I will give you that. I would definitely give you that. But please make sure that because I love Apple, I probably would have rocked out with Apple. I probably would have put another savings. I probably would have opened up another savings account and put, a few grand over there, let it sit over there to get that APY for sure. I got like I have a savings account attached to my actual brick and mortar bank, right? My local bank here. I probably would have moved that $5,000 over to Apple because this particular bank that I bank with, they only offer 3.25. And I would have moved that money over to Apple at 4.15 because I can still use that instantly with, Apple Wallet. I can still use that. So, and just transfer the money over to Apple Cash, boom, I can instantly use that. So I would have did it. But the fact that I have to take out a credit card, no. This is why I am not impressed with Apple's 4.15 savings account, because now I got to have a credit card. I'm good. I denied it. Yeah, they approved me for the credit card. Of course they would, right? But nah, I'll pass Apple. Y'all have a good day.